So in this tutorial, what we're going to do is make something similar to Sonic CD, sort of a time travel, time sort of skip system. So at a certain point, maybe you'll go into the future or you'll go into the past, and that might update how your assets look or how your world looks. So let's start by making an actual actor class for this. So we're going to create our first actor class, which in this case is going to be the start content chair. So we'll just call it chair underscore BP. Why not? And let's open that up. And once you've opened it up, you're going to want to drag both your assets in there, your future asset and your past asset. So I'm just going to drag my chair in. And I'm going to drag my bench. So essentially what we're doing is we're going to use the power of imagination here. And we're going to say in the past, we'll just attach it so they're both at the same scale. In the past, it was just a chair. But then, over time in the future, demand increased and it became a couch as well. It's a very interesting story. So I'm just going to select my couch for now. And I'm just going to scroll down and I'm going to set my visibility to off. Now, typically you'd sort of imagine like this would be a building with different sort of settings and like maybe the bricks have crumbled or something. But anyway, I'm just setting my visibility off, and maybe on my collision right now, I might just put no collision or overlap or something like that. Maybe just like a trigger. Something where we're not going to interact with it. And there we go. We've got a chair. Let's put this in our world, our chair blueprint. Let's rotate it and it's up here. So, we'll start, this is the past or current time. And what we're going to want is we're going to want to get our third person character as well. And we'll just set up a simple button. Let's just say input keyboard 1. We'll just say when we go to 1, we can either toggle, go to the future, or maybe we'll change it back. So when 1 is pressed, this is where we'll do our future update. Now to do this, we're going to need to actually create ourselves a game instance. So I'm just going to create a blueprint class and go to all classes and create a game instance. Now a game instance is kind of like a persistent, almost like a save system for just when your game is running. So I'm going to call this TT for time travel Sonic CD, why not, underscore game instance. And this game instance is going to have a variable, and we're going to call it is past, which by default will say, yeah, we're in the past. It could be is future, it doesn't really matter what you sort of name it or set it as. I'm going to go to my project settings as well, because I need to tell it that this CD, this Sonic CD game instance, is my current one. So I'm going to click and change my game instance. There we go, I've set that up. Now let's go back to our third person character. So when we press 1, what we're going to do is we're going to cast to the TT Sonic CD, which is a terrible name, game instance. We are going to get game instance. And you know what? Let's toggle it. What we'll do is we'll use a flip-flop. So what a flip-flop is essentially one time it'll do this, then the next time it'll do this, and so forth. And so this would depend on how you want to set yours up. You might have it like say based on if you press this will happen 1, if you press 2, it'll go to the future. And what we want to do is set is past. So when we do it first time, it'll be true. And then the second time, it'll be false. Cool, and essentially that's going to just help us to manage our system. But as well as that, we're going to need an event to basically run this off. So I'm just going to create a new event dispatcher. And we'll call this time travel. Cool, there we go. We've got time travel and we want to call it. So now we've got this time travel. What we need to do is on our chair, we're going to go to the event graph, and we essentially on begin play is we want to not bind, sorry, we want to cast to our third person character. And is it get player controller or is it get player pawn? I never remember. Get player. If it's not get player controller, be get pawn. There we go. And we're going to want to bind that event time travel. Bind event time travel. So this is going to say, basically allows it to look for this particular event. I'm going to drag off this and create ourselves a custom event. And we'll call this trigger TT. Why not? Trigger time travel. So basically, whenever this is called, whenever we fire this off, it's going to do this event here. And this is where we want it to update this. So we can cast to TT Sonic CD, why did I call it that? Game instance. And we want to get game instance. And we want to get the is past setting, which we'll do on an if, so branch. If it is currently the past, then do this. If it's not the past, then do this. So if it's the past, we want a chair. If it's the couch, we're gonna want this. So let's just work on future first. So if it's the future, we're going to set visibility. So we want you to be visible. And we might want to update its collision box too. So set collision enabled. And we'll do that one. Why not? Let's give that a test. Cool. And essentially we're going to need to duplicate this because we're going to need to set that one to be invisible. So we need to set the chair as invisible, and we probably also need to stop any collision on the chair too. No collision. So when it's the past, that will happen, and I'm just going to grab all of you, hit Ctrl W to duplicate, and if it's the past, then instead we want the couch and these to be reversed. So you will be true, you will be you, you will be you, and you will be you. So let's give it a go. Let's see if this works. So if we run up to it, we can see we're currently in the past, and then uh-oh, time travel. Whoa, what happened? I think I pressed the wrong button. Let's run up to it, and we're in the past. Oh my gosh, we're in the chair. The chair didn't go invisible. That's a bit annoying. Let's find out why. Okay, let's find out why that chair didn't go invisible. So if we go into the future, oh, obviously because that's ticked. There we go. So let's try this again. We're going to run over to it, and then we're going to teleport into the future. Pew! And it did nothing. We're going to teleport into the past. There we go. So every time I press 1, we're sort of time traveling and telling. It would look better if, we had way more. Cool. The other thing to consider would be potentially, instead of maybe swapping assets, because again, maybe you just got the building or like a brick or something, but you want to look more decayed. Instead of doing this, instead you could, just sort of get the same asset, which let's just break these. Let's just get my chair, and maybe we just want to set material. So you could do different things with this, like maybe have a scalar parameter on the material. But in this example, all I'm just going to do is just set it between its default one, which is just chair, and I don't know, a random one. John Coin, sure. Right, that should be pretty much fine. So instead now, if we run over to it, selecting one, maybe in time like it decays more, like, the material becomes rustier or something. So we can do different things that way. But like I say before, this would look really cool if you had like an entire sort of scene or a game and they were all sort of swapping, like lots of your environment, was sort of breaking down. And that's how you could go about creating sort of a simple time travel mechanic in a game. Hope you found that useful, and as always, thanks for watching.